Spremo. I'm the head of tokenization at Polygon Labs. Today I will be talking about why every NFT is for everyone, but why can't we have that right now, and in what way we might have that in the near future. So I'm going to step to the left so you can see the screen. And the axioms, the context is that we believe that NFTs are for everyone. Everyone believes that NFTs are for everyone. And their purpose is to give the ability to people to own things digitally and physically. And they're used for everything. They represent memes, culture, art, game objects, physical goods, financial instruments, literally everything, because they're a universal format for ownership, value, and data. So what's the problem with NFTs? The problem with NFTs is that we have tons of different ecosystems, and every ecosystem has one or two or three out of the 6 facets here, but they don't have all of those at once. So for example, you might get community and tooling on Ethereum mainnet, but you can't get cheaper fees. You might get liquidity, but you don't get UX unless you're on a super fast network. You do get utility, but you don't get access to your community. In other words, if an NFT exists on network A, it cannot access transparently things on networks B, C, and D, which makes the usage of that NFT, its value to its users, its convenience, much lower than we would want. So this is a problem, and the solution to that problem is a global network of aggregated blockchains. So imagine if every blockchain could speak to every other blockchain, and thus every NFT could speak to any other EVM smart contract ever created on any aggregated blockchain. Think of it as Internet of blockchain, which is transparent. So it is an aggregated blockchain is a horizontally scalable network where you have aggregated liquidity, and each of the blockchains is sovereign. However, their state is aggregated together. Now, when we talk about aggregating states from different networks, it is distinctly different from bridging. So when we bridge, we identify assets from a single smart contract or issuer, and we use a single bridge to transpose those assets, immobilize them on network A, and mint them on network B. And that gives us very limited interoperability. This is our status quo. This is what we're fighting against, or this is what we're trying to improve. There is nothing to fight against there. However, we want this to be much better than it is right now. So we want these aggregated blockchains to be entirely abstracted away from each other. We want that every blockchain thinks that every other blockchain is a part of itself, because the states are aggregated through the power of zero knowledge. So it's the next level of the development of bridging, because it's not bridging, it's aggregation. And how do we aggregate blockchains? The tool that we use to aggregate blockchains at Polygon Labs, we call it aggregation layer, or AG layer. It uses the magic of zero knowledge proofs, and zero knowledge proofs are the ability for me to prove to anyone else in the audience that I have a particular NFT, that the NFT has been used in a particular way, without disclosing any of this information. It seems like magic, and it is the magical type of cryptography where you can achieve interoperability without disclosing any material information. So if every state of every blockchain that is using zero knowledge is aggregated to the same layer 1 Ethereum mainnet smart contract, that means that every blockchain can transparently access the state of every other blockchain, which means that you achieve interoperability. And that goes a long way to making sure that NFTs that exists, let's say on Arbitrum or Polygon POS or Polygon zkEVM, can transparently talk with NFTs that exist on Optimism or, let's say, Ethereum Classic. Yeah? Strange things, but possible and being developed. So the settlement hub, the state hub for all of these different layer 1s, layer 2s, is Ethereum mainnet. Cool. So a bit of repetition before we start concluding. Aggregation layer allows an EVM chain to connect all their users and all their liquidity by persisting all of their state to the layer 1 via zero knowledge. It is combining the benefits of modular blockchains with monolithic blockchains. It hides away the complexity of the modular. It takes away the constraints of the monolithic. So it feels like it's monolithic, but in reality, it's something entirely different. It is aggregated. It's neither monolithic nor modular. But it does feel like a single chain. And our solution to that is Aggregating, and because we have the leadership in zero knowledge, we believe that we're going to be able to fix the interoperability problem for blockchains. It was the end game. The end game is an internet of aggregated blockchains where the aggregation layer unifies all of the NFT ecosystems, and they create a seamless environment where every chain feels like every other chain because they can talk to each other transparently without any impact to user experience. More so with Polygon Chain Development Kit, Polygon CDK, everyone can spin up their own chain. And all of these chains talk with each other via the... I have something on the screen. I don't know what's expected. I think that it might be just the television. We can carry on with it. Yeah, it's all fine. Cool. So to cut a long story short, blockchains are aggregated. They speak transparently with each other. And thus we achieve the internet of blockchains. And I think I'm a little bit early, so thanks very much to those of you who are here for your patience. We may have a couple of minutes for questions if you have any. If you don't have any, that's perfectly fine. You can carry on with your days and enjoy the Lisbon sun or the rest of the conference. Thank you very much. Oh, bless you.
Thank you. You can take the one.